called mandibles, complex little feet called tarsals, and the lower segment known as the abdomen. The corbicula, which serves as a bee purse for carrying collected goods, and we can take a closer look at some of the more important bee parts in the rest of this. Honeybees have 5 eyes. They see in ultraviolet, and they have the fastest color vision, which helps them see individual flowers regardless of size, wind, etc. They have a great ability to judge distance, and similarly to flies, they actually see better when in flight. The 3 oculi on the top of the head have single lenses in contrast to their compound eye, which consists of thousands of lenses. And these help to orient them from up, from down, as well as where the bee is geographically, making it easier for them to navigate to and from home when foraging. Bees have complicated antennae. Bees use their antennae as receptors for scent and touch. They can sense the pheromones being distributed throughout the hive, as well as the vibrations used for communications. The antenna consists of 3 parts: the scape at the base, the pedicel, and the flagellum. The bee's mandibles are used for chewing, molding, or moving wax around the hive. They'll carry dead bees out with their mandibles from inside the hives. They'll remove hive debris. They'll fight. They can carve pieces of bee bread out from storage inside the hive to feed larvae or consume. They'll groom with their mandibles, and they'll use them to collect and use propolis. The bee's straw-like tongue is used for sucking liquids and also for tasting. The proboscis is composed of several different parts. There's an outer tube used for consuming in large quantities of liquid, such as water or honey. For example, honeybees may vacuum up large amounts of honey when they are robbing another hive or when they are preparing to swarm. Then a smaller tube inside the larger one has taste receptors and brushy hairs that help scoop up smaller quantities of liquid, like nectar within the flowers. Honeybees will exchange food between each other in a process called trophallaxis, and during this process, pheromones are spread throughout the hive in an additional form of communication. Bees have 2 wings on each side of their body, which are held together with comb-like teeth called hamuli. These teeth allow the 2 wings to act as one large surface and help the bee create greater lift when flying. Bees have 2 sets of wings, one larger outer set and one smaller inner set. The wings themselves are composed of 3 layers, a transparent membrane on top and bottom, supported by a network of veins that carry hemolymph or bee blood, nerves, and breathing tubes throughout the wings, as well to provide structural support. Despite their durability, honeybee wings are only capable of a finite number of flight miles, with estimates of this upper boundary being something like 500 miles. Close observation of older bees in the colony will often reveal wings that are tattered around the edges or torn. Honeybees have open ports on the integument that ultimately connect with the internal tissues, appendages, and organs. These holes, called spiracles, allow oxygen to move directly into the insect's body. Most productive and young working honeybees, workers have 4 pairs of special wax-secreting glands on the undersides of their abdomens. From these glands, they secrete liquefied wax, which hardens into thin scales when exposed to the air. As the worker bee ages, these glands atrophy, and the task of making wax is left to younger bees. Worker bees have a perfect little pocket on their hind legs to pack the pollen into.